Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to a brand new edition of Holding Court here on the First State Hoops Report YouTube channel. I am, of course, First State Hoops Report founding editor and Holding Court host, Chris Stevens. Hopefully, you all are doing well out there. It's the last day of 2023, and yeah, people have been playing basketball all Christmas vacation. So we've been keeping track of what's going on, even though we haven't been everywhere. But, there's been a lot to discuss. We'll get to it. We'll talk about the matchups that are coming in the beginning of the year, ones that you should look forward to, ones that you should look out for. And before we get all of that started, all the contact information for this, for First State Hoops Report will be in the description below. We'll have our X feed. I still can't believe we're calling this thing X instead of Twitter. X feed, Instagram, Facebook page, official website. Of course, you're already on the YouTube channel. Meanwhile, while you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to make sure that you're notified of everything that drops on this particular channel, whether it's an edition of Holding Court, whether it's a game highlight, whether it's a highlight reel of, different things that we've seen throughout the season. We'll probably get into some more things, as 2024 gets underway. Let me tell you guys about my Saturday, which is why I'm kind of, scrambling a little bit. I woke up at 5:45 yesterday. And I said, well, I'm up, can't go back to sleep. And I run 3 days a week. Shouts out to my running accountability partner, Sean Green, over at WDEL. So yeah, I got on the treadmill at 7 a.m. as soon as Planet Fitness opened, just about. Came home. Had some situations to take care of, with running errands and different things throughout the course of the morning. Also had to go get my vision board stuff. If you're not a person that does vision boards, I highly recommend that you do. They help you see whatever it is you're trying to achieve, the goals that you want to accomplish, whether it be something financial, with your schoolwork, with your, with respect to whatever hobbies you have, vision boards and journaling. Be sure to write stuff down too. Create your vision boards, write your journals, do all of that stuff. I'm going to have a vision board party here at my home. It's just going to be me, but it's still going to be a party. So yeah, I got all my stuff from my vision board. Went out to the final 2 games of the Diamond State. Not the Diamond State. We'll talk about the Diamond State in a minute. Ooh, Lord. The Viking Invitational, we saw St. Mark's girls defeat Wilmington Charter for the second time in about 2 weeks to win the girls' 3 bracket region, the girls' 3rd bracket. And we saw St. Elizabeth's boys they took care of business against Appoquinimink on Saturday night to close out that tournament. So that was my Saturday from 5:45. Then I came home around 6:15-ish, started cutting the highlights. If you never edited video before, shouts out to the content creators, that follow this channel, like my guy Bruce Wayne, Sam Smith, my guy Strictly GP, so many others that are out there in the field. Saheem Ross, Uncle Throw That. They know. This stuff takes a lot of time, regardless of what kind of equipment you have. It's just still a lot of just sitting there, editing. If you're editing photos, you have to make sure your lighting is right. You have to, maybe crop some things, use your Photoshop. If you're doing video, you have to make sure that, your camera cuts are just right. Shouts out to WWE for getting rid of the dude who had the worst camera cuts of anybody I've ever seen in television anywhere, Kevin Dunn. He's done. If you're a wrestling fan, you're probably not. You probably don't give a darn about Kevin Dunn, but I'm just so happy that WWE has got rid of this dude and his ridiculous camera cuts. Oh my God, his camera cuts are so ridiculous. Anyway, so that was my Saturday. And I said I wasn't going to wake up early. I said I better get some sleep because I was up from 5:45 and didn't go to bed until like 11:30. Guess what time I woke up this morning on Sunday as I'm recording this, good people? 5:45. Kids, get your rest. Enjoy your rest. And you adults out there, stop making your kids feel bad for taking a rest. Because y'all know y'all tired too. Like the older we get, the more we need to be sitting down. And the more these kids need to have time to recalibrate, which is why I'm kind of like, heads or tails on the whole holiday tournament thing. Yes, it's nice to go out of state, see new things, see different competition. But kids need to rest, man, because these kids go year-round for different sports. It's not just basketball. We have football players. We have soccer players. We have softball, baseball, lacrosse players. We have track athletes, wrestlers, swimmers. Seems like these kids go year-round for various sports, and it's like, when do they get a chance to breathe? Let's let's keep that in mind. These are kids. And that's why on this channel and in my feed, whatever I'm posting on social media, I keep it strictly about the game. These are 14, in some cases 13 to 18, 19-year-old kids. They don't, they have enough on them because the world is a dumpster fire. There's so much going on. So, I just felt, I don't know why I felt like, getting on my soapbox this morning, but hey, makes for good content, doesn't it? But yes, the tournaments, I'm okay with those, but I just wish these kids had a little more time to just breathe, because a lot of kids, Howard went to a tournament in South Carolina. DMA girls, St. Mark's and Conrad boys were in tournaments in Florida. Tatnall and Brandywine were in tournaments over in Atlantic City. Who else? I know McCain had a tournament up near either Allentown or Williamsport. Don't ask me where, because if it ain't Philly, I'm not too familiar with Pennsylvania. And I've lived here my whole life. But yes, either way, these kids have been out of state. And then, of course, you had the Governor's Challenge down the shore, Slam Dunk to the Beach. Up here, you had the Viking and the Diamond State. It was basketball nonstop during Christmas break. And while that's cool, I just still wish these kids had a little more time to just breathe and relax and, focus on being kids and students as well as athletes. But that's the way of the world these days. Anyway, my impressions of the 2 games, actually 3 games, I forgot. I went to go see CR versus MOT Charter boys Friday night at the Vikings. So, yeah, I saw 3 Viking games in the span of, less than 24 hours. Got to do it, man. One thing I'll say about the game that I saw Friday night, of course, CR, it got away from MOT Charter. I'm not going to say that, CR was overwhelmingly better, but they were better, absolutely. They have size for one. They got a couple kids that are like 6'4", 6'5"-ish. Their guards are pretty good. Frank Victory does a really good job with that squad, so they finished the season 8-5 last year. I think I wanted to say they started like 1-6? Yeah, I think they started 1-6 or something like that. And they finished the season 8-5, and they're already 5-3 so far this year. So they've carried over. They've gotten much better. And as Coach Victory pointed out to me when I talked to him post game, was that those kids were all sophomores last year for the most part. So this is a fairly young CR team. They're only going to get better with time. And, they play a really, they got 2 bigs that can, lock down the paint. They have guards that can score. They play a very aggressive brand of defense, and MOT Charter was just not ready for that. But I still think MOT Charter is a tournament team. I still do. Carlton Smith and Justin Duncombe are 2 really good guards. Kofi Opoku is their big de facto because he's like 6'3", 6'4", he's like tallest kid on the team. So tallest kid on the team, it applies. Tallest kid on the team, you're on the block. But he does a good job on the block, though. So, yeah, I think MOT Charter is a tournament team still. It just CR just had a little bit more depth and a little more size on Friday, and that was the key to victory for CR on Friday. Saturday afternoon, second time in 2 weeks or 16 days, whatever. 2 weeks. It's still 2 weeks. St. Mark's had played Wilmington Charters girls a couple weeks before, won that game by 14. They won this one by 13, so, it really wasn't that much of a difference. What I like about St. Mark's girls is that they are a scrappy bunch, but they're also very disciplined. And that's, of course, because Val Karch, who played there in the 90s, is coaching the team now. She knows what it's about. She played under John Fiorelli. She's won state championships. She knows what this is about. And her daughter, Sophia, is a really good player. Lauren McDonald, I've told anybody that has an all-state vote, because there are a few of us that have all-state votes. I'm like, listen, we got to start thinking about Lauren McDonald for first-team all-state. She's a quiet player, but, she doesn't say much, but on the floor, she's very noticeable. She's a 3-level scorer. She rebounds. She defends. She's she's one of those wing players that, high D3, low D2s, mid-major D2s covet. So if she wants to play ball in college, I don't know if she plays like another sport like soccer or lacrosse or something like that, or volleyball, because at St. Mark's, those kids are athletes and like all year round, once again. So her best sport might not even be basketball, but we got to start thinking about her for first team all-state, excuse me. But yeah, they have depth. You have McDonald, you have Karch, you have guards, Leah DePaul, Haley Short, Sophia Buffon is their knockdown shooter from the outside. So That's a good team over there at St. Mark's. And I don't know, and Coach Karch brought it up. She was like, we don't get the rankings, that, certain outlets do. And yeah, I had St. Mark's in my top 10, so I know she wasn't talking to me. So, St. Mark's is good. I'm good money with St. Mark's. But she's like, we don't get the press, we don't get the rankings. So we just, consider ourselves underrated, and, we play with confidence. And they do play with confidence. They play really well. They play really well as a team. I mean, I already saw them against AI. They just ran out of gas, I feel like. Because, teenagers playing 40 minutes of basketball, regardless of the setting, you're going to wear down at some point. I don't care how much energy you have. That double overtime game with AI is still, the clubhouse leader for Delaware High School basketball game of the year. We'll have some good ones coming up, absolutely. That'll probably give that one some run. But as of right now, that's still the clubhouse leader for the game of the year. St. Elizabeth versus Aberquinnaman. That game got real ugly real fast. And I'm going to tell you, I was stunned at how St. E just kind of fell behind really quickly. And then all of a sudden, they hit a switch. And teams like that are dangerous because you never know when the run is coming. I mean, you know it's coming, but you just don't know when. It's like Randy Orton's RKO out of nowhere. Bam! Good night. Apple led 19-11 late in the first quarter. I was like, okay, so this might be this might be tough for St. E's. Then of course Julius Wright goes in for a layup to end the first quarter, and then it was an avalanche. Apple didn't score a point in the second quarter. I've been doing this. I've been covering basketball at a high school and collegiate level since 2002. Longer than any of these high school kids playing right now have been alive. And I can't remember a time that a team of Apple's talent and skill and coaching acumen went scoreless in a quarter. I've never seen it. And I don't know how much of that was just, they couldn't hit the side of a barn, how much of that was St. Elizabeth's defense, but that game turned on a dime real fast. Like I made the point in First Day Hoops Report Instagram stories last night that from the end of the first quarter to like the first 2.5 minutes of the fourth quarter, St. E outscored Apple 44-7. That's the game right there. That tells you all you need to know. And that St. Elizabeth team is going to be a tough out. Like, I cannot wait for next Sunday, January 6th. Like, if you don't have a ticket, the moment the tickets go on sale, if you have to get somebody to get on a phone for you or on a laptop for you, get your tickets for St. Elizabeth Salves. I'm telling you, that's going to be the one that's going to give the St. Mark's AI girls game a run as a game of the year candidate. Like, I cannot wait for that one. Cannot wait. Like, Sunday, it's a Sunday. I mean, wow, Sunday. I usually go for a walk Sunday afternoon, so I'm going to figure out if it's going to be too warm to go for a walk. I mean, too cold, to walk Sunday morning, because I'm definitely going to have to show up early for that one, even though I'm media. And I think there's either a CYO game or a JV game ahead of it. I'll check in with Coach Cassidy later on this week just to confirm that. But yeah, that's going to be a one. That not only is going to be a Final Four preview, that could be a state championship game preview. Talking about Sally's and St. E. That one's going to be fun. Very much looking forward to that one. Those two split the season series last year, and it's crazy because I think both teams finished 13-7, and Sal's was the top. They were not the top seed. Wait a minute, yeah, they were the top seed. Excuse me, and I think they were the top seed. They were one of the top four, regardless. And St. Elizabeth missed the tournament entirely, which is a testament to how tough Sally's schedule is. I mean, they just played DeMatha last night, gave DeMatha a run. Of course, if you're not familiar, DeMatha is one of the great high school programs, not just in the DMV, but in the country. They have, they've had Victor Oladipo, Jeremy Grant, Quinn Cook. I saw them all on the same team once. Real quick story time before I get back to Delaware basketball. I was working in Maryland at the time, Southern Maryland, St. Mary's County. And the Catholic school in St. Mary's County was St. Mary's Reich, and they're a member of the Washington Catholic Athletic Conference. WCAC is one of the top high school leagues in the country, regardless of sport. Football, boys basketball, girls basketball, baseball, lacrosse, cross country, wrestling. One of the great high school leagues in the country. And DeMatha came down to St. Mary's Viking on a Sunday. And on that team was Quinn Cook, who's won the championship with the Golden State Warriors. Victor Oladipo, one of the outstanding high wire acts in the NBA. All three of the Grant brothers, Jeremy, Jarian, and I can't remember the third brother's name. My God, that's going to mess with me for a long time. But yeah, all three of the Grant brothers. Quinn Cook, Victor Oladipo. Quinn Cook didn't even start because he had the flu. Came off the bench and scored 35. Victor Oladipo had one of the nastiest high school dunks I've ever seen from a high school kid in my life. He's on the left wing at the three-point line. He gets a feed from Jerry. He takes one power dribble inside the free throw line, just glides between three Viking defenders and bam, punches it. Never seen it before in my life. Haven't seen it since. That's my quick true high school basketball story from my time in Maryland. But yeah, DeMatha Catholic is a really popular program, and Sal's gave them a run. Sal's led at halftime actually of that game last night. So yeah, I think it's just a testament to how tough Sal's schedule is. But Sal's versus St. E's next Sunday, that one's going to be jamming on the one. Can't wait to go watch that game and see just how good Sal's is and how improved or how tough St. E's has gotten. So that's going to be a fun one. That is absolutely going to be a fun one. Got a lot of fun basketball coming up this week. I know William Penn visits Appo on Thursday, and a doubleheader that you should watch out for on Saturday. Dover comes up north to play Sanford, both boys and girls. Dover's girls are undefeated if you haven't been paying attention. Sarah Ziana Benson and Ashton Torbert are their two big guns. They've already beaten Cape Henlopen, so they're already in the lead in the Henlopen North. It was the first time Cape Henlopen had lost in a conference game in almost 5 years. 5 years. So that means nobody that was on the current Cape squad had lost a Henlopen North game until they lost to Dover 3 weeks ago. Any given day, man. Any given day. This is going to be Dover's first real test, though. I mean, not saying Cape wasn't a test. I mean, Cape, was, one of the top 5 teams in the state last year. Probably would have been top 5 to start this year, honestly. But, you going up against the defending state champion Sanford. No, it's not the same Sanford. No, Dallas Pierce is playing at UMass. Zai Kilgo just scored a career-high 22 points for Cornell last night. So they're in college. It's not that Sanford. But there's still Jada Snow. There's still Tyler Edwards. Two of the, real key pieces to that championship run last year. Now they are the leaders of that team. So that's going to be Dover girls' real first test. Dover and boys, meanwhile, this is going to be Sanford's, ultimate test right up until they have a game with Sally's at Unlock the Light. So very looking forward to Unlock the Light. Such a great event every year. But yeah, Dover's got a squad. There's Darrell Lilla Jr., there's Ice Norwood, there's Denham Perkins, probably the best point guard pound for pound in the state. Jay Dennis, Cameron Jackson Dixon. That's a team that you got to start putting in Final Four consideration because they played very well. They lost by a point to Stephen Decatur last night to close out the Governor's Challenge. So that was their first loss. But Sanford, they've got talent too. They're just working through a coaching change. Khalid Hart, he was one of the keys of the programs to their three-peat many, many years ago. So, he knows the program. He's got the talent. So that doubleheader is one you should look out for. I'll be there. I don't know. I might actually, if there's not a game on the schedule that calls for me to just absolutely be there, I may just, relax next week and just do the Sanford Dover doubleheader. And then, of course, on Saturday. And, of course, Sally St. E's boys on Sunday. So, yeah. Very much looking forward to 2024. 2023 was a great year for First State Hoops Report. Once again, we're trying to raise money to make sure we have everything we need to give you guys the coverage that these athletes and these teams deserve. So once again, the GoFundMe link or donation link will be in the description below if you feel so compelled to drop a few coins if you can, because gas ain't cheap. Editing software isn't cheap. Laptop isn't cheap. I actually had to buy a new laptop. This is the first holding court on the brand new laptop because my old laptop, no matter if I put a new battery in or not, just would not hold a charge. So I had to, transfer all my stuff to a cloud. I have a physical terabyte drive. I had to move all that stuff. And this computer it works. I mean, it's fine. I mean, as much as I paid for it, it better be fine. But it costs money, to be able to do things the way I want to really do things and give First State Hoops Report the attention I want to give it. And yes, I have a job. So, I mean, HBCU Sports, shout out to my guys, Ken, Kendrick, Jared, Brandon, Herbert, my crew over there. We do great work and we get paid to do great work. Thank goodness. But, be able to do this, I do need a little help. So if you guys feel so compelled, you can drop a donation in the description at the GoFundMe link below. Also, I am open to advertising. If you want to advertise with us, we can talk advertising rates. If you have a business, if you have a restaurant, if you have, a service, hit us up. FirstStateHoopsReport@gmail.com. My personal email address, Chris Stevens Writes, ChrisStevensWrites @gmail.com. Hit me up there. We could talk about, maybe sponsoring Holding Court, maybe sponsoring an Athlete of the Week, maybe sponsoring Game of the Week, maybe sponsoring our top 10s. Oh, God, I know I was forgetting something. Folks have been wondering, Chris, where are the previews? They're coming. I just totally, have been so swamped with work for my other job, getting First State Hoops Report coverage started for this year. It's coming. Like, I'm going to try to finish it today. I mean, if I don't finish it today, I'm definitely going to finish it New Year's Day, and it'll be out Tuesday, January 2nd. Tuesday, January 2nd will also be the brand new First State Hoops Report top 10s heading into, the rest of the season. Like, the top 10s will change every week, but I haven't updated the top 10 since the preseason top 10s dropped back in November. But yes, the new First State Hoops Report top 10 will be coming Tuesday, January 2nd, along with the boys and girls previews, capsules for everybody that submitted one. So, yeah, 2023 was a good year for us. 2024, hopefully, is the year that we really take this thing off into the stratosphere. Hopefully, with your help, we can make it happen. So, wanted to just get a Holding Court edition in because I hadn't done one, and I didn't do one last week because it was Christmas Eve. I said I was going to do one New Year's Eve because I wanted to get one out of the way because I've got some work to do around my house, got some more cleaning. Once again, like I said, I'm having a vision board party, probably going to listen to music, think about my year in general, and just be grateful for, being able to do this. And I find it so interesting now that people know who I am as Chris Stevens from First State Hoops Report. Lady, I don't know what school she was from. I don't know. She saw me walking up. I mean, I guess she's watched Holding Court. I mean, she's what she said. She's like, "You're First State Hoops Report, right?" I'm like, "That's me." And she was like, "I watch you all the time." And I'm like, "People really watch this?" Oh, wow. Frank Victory, before we parted company Friday night, after talking, doing an interview or anything, he said, "Thank you for everything you do for our kids." And it's so weird to me because I'm not a person that likes attention, honestly. I don't. I go out, I cover these games. I do my work for HBCU Sports. I go where they call me to go. I talk to ADs, coaches, athletes on the phone. I write stories. I chill, man. I don't be out there in the mix like that. That's not my thing. So I have to get used to taking compliments because that's never been a real good part of my life, not to get too personal. But, when people are like saying thank you for what you do, when parents like Edward Bolden, shout out to him, Skylar Bolden's dad, he's like, nobody was doing this until you started doing it. And it's like, wow, people really, pay attention and enjoy what you do. And that makes it all worthwhile. I mean, yes, I would like to be able to make this a financially solvent thing at some point. I would. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said I'd be lying to you if I said I want to do this for free for the rest of my life because, that's just not plausible. But the fact that people appreciate what I do, it's a blessing, man. And like I said, I really don't like to be in the mix that much. I chill. I work. If you see me out in public, I'm either going to the grocery store or the Planet Fitness. That's it. That's how I spend most of my days if I'm not working. I either just hang out here at my house, just relaxing. It's just been so weird to kind of be, a public face. And it's not something I'm comfortable with, but it's something that I have to get used to if I'm going to, give this the proper effort that it deserves. And I can't do it without, the athletes playing, the coaches coaching, and, the fans and the parents and the ADs and the teachers who appreciate what I do. And it's just been fun, man. This is year 5. And hopefully it goes longer than year 5. I'm hoping it does. I can't, you can never say when something's over. You can never say when things change. But for the moment, this is here to stay. First State Hoops Report is here for, to bring light to all the great athletes playing the game of basketball here in the state of Delaware and beyond. And again, I thank y'all so much for the kind words, the feedback, the compliments, the tips that you may put in my ears, because some people have put a bug in my ear every once in a while that have turned out to be good, and I appreciate y'all for that. So, just once again, it's been a fun year. Looking forward to 2024, crowning new boys and girls state champions. It's going to be a fun year doing that. Thanks, man. Thank y'all. That's all I got. Thank you so much. Attitude of gratitude. Very much grateful. Thank y'all for watching this edition of Home Court and every edition of Home Court this year. Greatly appreciate y'all's time. And always, once again, everything you need to get in contact with us, including that donation link. I'm going to stress the donation link because, yes, this thing does cost money. All of that will be in the description below. Also, once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tap the notification bell so you can be notified of every new thing that drops, whether it's a highlight reel, whether it's an edition of Holding Court, whether it's a special video that I might want to make about different things about the state of basketball in Delaware and everything else. So thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed your holiday break. Hopefully you come into the new year with all old acquaintances be forgotten, all of that. See y'all in the gyms. Until that time, y'all take care of yourselves and each other.